We're in very troubled and chaotic times. We've got a theater-wide war in the Middle East. We've had mass no kings demonstrations, and we've had a hysterical reaction to Donald Trump's deportation warrants. But here's my point. We're not hearing alternative proposals from the opposition party. It was just Donald Trump is evil. If you do not have a coherent, positive message, and the Democrats don't, and you keep haranguing and trying to smear and slander and talk about killing the President of the United States, then people are going to lose confidence. We're getting incoherent chaos and nihilism when we need a two-party system and people to offer constructive suggestions. We're not getting that, and I don't think we will. Hello, this is Victor Davis Hanson for the Daily Signal. We're in very troubled and chaotic times. We've got a theater-wide war in the Middle East with the Iranian theocracy on the ropes. We've had mass no kings demonstrations in the United States, and we've had a kind of a hysterical reaction to Donald Trump's deportation warrants. But here's my point. We're not hearing alternative proposals from the opposition party. What I mean is, if you do not want the 12 million who were entered the United States illegally under Joe Biden, you might want to issue alternative proposals. Maybe you could say to Donald Trump, well, wait a minute, if people have been here 5 years and they have no criminal record, or they're gainfully employed, they're not on any public assistance, can we issue them a green card, pay a fine? We're not hearing any of that. Nothing. All we're hearing from Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass, the mayor of Los Angeles and the respective governor of California, is that everything was peaceful. And then Donald Trump nationalized the California National Guard. And the result is chaos. But that's not what we see. We see people spitting on police officers. We see people throwing concrete at them. We see people looting stores. We see stores boarded up. We see buildings defaced. We see people taking over the street. We see people stopping 101 and major traffic. We see people waving the Mexican flag of the country they don't want to go back to, and spitting and burning the flag of the country they insist on staying. So there's chaos. And the more that Karen Bass assures us that everything is fine, the more that we know that she's not telling the truth. And we're back to the Palisades fire, where then she was physically in Ghana. Now she's mentally or psychologically somewhere else, but she's not the mayor as we interpret the mayor. So we're looking for positive suggestions from the opposition party. All we hear about Iran is that Donald Trump wants to start a theater-wide world war. This is what we're hearing from Democratic senators. No American president has said, I am willing to negotiate more than Donald Trump with the theocracy. When we look at the Democratic Party, what do we find? We had a North Carolina representative. She recently posted a media photograph of Donald Trump's head decapitated next to a bloody guillotine, with the idea that we need cuts. Think of that. This is an elected representative disseminating basically a call to behead the President of the United States, who had survived a year ago 2 targeted assassination attempts. Then we had our own senator here in California, Alex Padilla. He deliberately did not wear his identification. In fact, nobody knows. I don't know. If I saw Alex Padilla on television, I wouldn't know he was our senator. He's never done anything. But nevertheless, he had no identification. He heard that Kristi Noem, Secretary of Homeland Security, was going to have a press conference. He barges in. He disrupts it. He tries to make a scene. And what happens? The Secret Service doesn't know who he is either, so they restrain him, and then he becomes a folk hero with his street performance. Unfortunately for Mr. Padilla, he thought it would be a Cory Booker moment. Remember Cory Booker, 25 hours to filibuster nothing? There was no impending law. It was just Donald Trump is evil for 25 hours. He thought he would get the same media attention. But unfortunately, there was the No Kings parade and the war in Iran, and nobody really knew much about what he had done other than he'd made a complete fool out of himself. And then we had this No Kings parade, and it was really funded by multi-billionaire left-wing donors like Miss Walton, one of the heirs by marriage to the Walton fortune, Me Too, all of these groups. But what I don't understand, maybe you can help me, is No Kings? Donald Trump has been subject to more lower court district injunctions in the first 5 months of his administration than Barack Obama and Joe Biden combined throughout their whole 12-year tenures. He has been the object of 5 seminal civil and criminal suits when he was in the political wilderness. He was the subject of an effort to take him off the ballot. He was the only president ever in history to be impeached 2 times. King, he has had more judicial, executive, and congressional restraints placed upon him, which he has followed, than any president in history. So the whole basis of this No Kings demonstration was incoherent. Let me just quote in finishing a few vital statistics. At the height of all of this paranoia and hysteria about illegal immigration deportations, the people, us, CBS took a poll. 54% supported Donald Trump to continue deporting people who had come here illegally. And then we had a poll from Rasmussen, a weekly tracking poll that sampled about 1,700 people. Do you support what Donald Trump is doing as president? And it was 53% positive. But here was the really stunning statistic. 54% of African Americans expressed positive appraisals of Donald Trump. I think it was mostly because they support the deportation of illegal aliens. But 53% of Hispanics did too. This is at a time when Donald Trump is being smeared and slandered as a racist, a fascist, a dictator. Yet minority groups, constituents, polled higher in the case of African Americans than so-called whites. And Hispanics polled the same, 53% approval as whites. So something is missing here, and I think I know what it is. If you do not have a coherent, positive message, and the Democrats don't, and you keep haranguing and trying to smear and slander and talk about killing the President of the United States, then people are going to lose confidence in. And that's what's happened in California with Mayor Karen Bass and Gavin Newsom, and it's happening on a national scene. We're getting incoherent chaos and nihilism when we need a 2-party system and people to offer constructive suggestions. We're not getting that, and I don't think we will. Thank you very much. This is Victor Davis Hanson for the Daily Signal. Thank you for tuning in to the Daily Signal. Please like, share, and subscribe to be notified for more content like this. You can also check out my own website at victorhanson.com and subscribe for exclusive features in addition.